Good morning, friends. Well, today is December 31st, the last day of the year for 2024. And this reading is for the week of December 30th. Once again, this falls kind of on a special day for all of us. Let's see what Spirit would have for us today. All right, first card out, the Crossroads. The crossroads, that is our choices. The roads we take, the choices we make, the decisions, they all lead to what I consider different timelines. And then if there's the crosses in the lineup, it kind of reminds me a little bit of something you must do, but it's for your greater higher purpose. Okay, so that would be destiny, more or less. Okay, but the crossroads, they're pretty special. Oh my gosh, right out of the deck, I shit you not, that's the cross. And then there's the heart. The heart would be passion, things that bring you passion. Then there's the snake. The snake in the upper left corner is wisdom. Okay, then comes the flowers. The flowers are your invitations, but they're a renewal. Springtime energy as well. And then there's the man. That would be your masculine energies, or the most significant male in your life. And then we've got the letter, which is, news. And then we've got the key, which is the solution. It's also the green light. And then there's the sun. When I look at this lineup, it's all roads are leading to a positive outcome here using your wise discernment, okay? The cross is something you must do. The letter is communication. The key is the solution, and then the sunshine, with the flowers. This is an absolute perfect portrait to have the snake in. Use your wise discernment, okay? And then we've got the coffin, which is transformational. And then we've got the house, which is your family, friends, your close environments, your work, and your home. And then we've got the clouds. That's a little bit of, thoughts, but it's also a little bit of concern. And then we've got the bear, which is, significance. It could also be managerial. It can also be like leveling up, basically. And then it's also protection, safety, securities, that sort of feel to it. And then we've got the fish. The fish is the abundance, your day-to-day things that bring you, blessings, like if it were next to the clover. But it would be your finances, basically. But it can also be movement, travel. And then we've got the Cavalier, which is the news coming forth. And then we've got the Stork, which is progress, okay? And then we've got the Tower. The Tower is your higher up, your establishments, but it's also can be a time of the past. And then we've got the Whip. The Whip could be challenging, especially coupled with the clouds, okay? So these would be kind of like a little bit of worry, concern. But the coffin is transformational, okay? So in that lineup, I feel like things are making progress and things are transforming and in an abundant way, okay? And then we've got the garden, and then we've got the fox. The garden is your meeting places. The fox would be your careers, but it's also clever. It can also be a little bit of a trickster. We've spoken about that before. And then the scythe. The scythe would be, breaking free from that, okay? And then we've got the anchor, which is, stable, but it's also can be a little bit of mooring, where you're kind of stuck a little bit, okay? But then there's the stars. The stars is your wish fulfillment. And then there's the moon. The moon is your softer energies. It can also be new cycle, okay? And then the lilies. The lilies is your lifestyle, okay, and how that's affecting your lifestyle, which is in a positive light because we've got the stars and the clover next to each other, which is the next card out. And then the dog, which is your friends, your close family friends, okay? And then we've got the mice, which is the niggles, upper left-hand corner, that's handling small problems, possibly before they become bigger problems, because we've got the mountain after that and then the ship. So, you know, there might be a little bit of worry or concern there. And then we've got the woman, and then the book, which is knowledge or an offer possibly coming in. And then we've got birds, which is chatter. Yeah, a little bit of, a little bit of nervous energy too. And then we've got the ring. The ring is also, especially coupled with the book, is another offer feel to it. And then there's the tree and the child. The tree is your family roots, but it can also be another wish fulfillment card too. But in this lineup, I feel like, you know, this is being grounded, because we've got the mountain, the book, and the tree, but also knowledge is power. Okay, that's what it feels like. Okay, those are my first feels. All right, so let's lay them out. That snake is going to be our upper left-hand corner, which is that wisdom. Okay, can also be, a little bit of like all of our words, like redo, repurpose, but also I feel like it can be, like a restructure. It can be, I gotta move this a little bit to make room. Reassess, regroup, recharge, restore. I feel like, especially next to the coffin, because it's transformational. I feel that this is a period of rest and reflection. Okay? As I put the star card down, and as I'm saying that, so that makes perfect sense. All right, this is the part that I, having to lay them all out, can be challenging as I'm doing this. But, I kind of wanted to see how these cards correlated with astrologically. And when I thought about it, I researched it. When I researched it, somebody else had already figured it out. And I had also developed my layout that correlates to that. So I found that very interesting. All right. There's certain placements, like, where Aries and Taurus and Gemini and Cancer and Leo and Virgo and Libra and Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces all line up in my lineup. So it's quite interesting that I figured that out. All right, so the first thing out, dead nut center, is the star. That's your wish fulfillment. Right beneath the stars is the moon. Right next to the moon is the sun. Right above the sun is the key. Next to that is the book. I just discovered this, and here it is laying out right in front of my eyes. So I like to see that, because that's kind of confirmation, angelic confirmation. But yeah, so definitely I see the feel to it. And I do see a breakthrough, because we've got the house and the sites together. That could be a house sale, house move. It could also be, something ending, okay? Which I have to laugh, because today I do have a closing finally. So maybe that's a little bit of that too. But it's going to apply to everybody a little differently, okay? I do see a cross to bear a little bit, maybe a little challenge there, but, the bottom is the sun, so that kind of has that little bit of a bittersweet feel to it. Maybe where we're making some progress, and sometimes growth, it doesn't feel so good. But the end result is positive, okay? Just hang in there. Hard work is paying off. I do see the sun and the whip together, which is nice. I do see some lifestyle, there's a little bit of growth going on there, leveling up, progress, because they've got the stork and the tower together, but there is a little bit of a downfall. So we just have to overcome some of those challenging situations to get to the fruit of our labor. So I do see a little bit of that going on. Let's see. I see the tree and the flowers. The flowers are renewal, growth, and the tree would be like your healing energies. And then next to that is the clover in the house. So I do feel that we have some, recoveries that are happening, blessings, everything is unfolding as it's supposed to be. I do see the fox in the tower. That could be legal issues. That could be careers at the top. It could be, but a little bit of challenge there because I've got the mountain next to it. So there's going to be a little bit of delay, some challenges, maybe a redirection there with finances. Okay? I'm not sure how that would apply to everybody, but in some fashion, I feel like that is. There is a mystery involved. Maybe some things have not been figured out yet. Let's see, what else do I see? I do see a little bit of struggle, possibly with, elderly. I don't know whether that would be your elderly family or close friends, but I do see a little bit of struggle there. But the sun is close by, so I feel like we might be going through some challenges, but I do see the healing card there, so I like to see that. So maybe people that have gone through either some illnesses or maybe surgeries, that sort of thing, they're on the mend. Okay, a little bit of challenge though before you get to that. Let's see. I see it looks like there's a canceled trip or canceled journey somewhere, possibly. But I do see that there is a little bit of a breakthrough attached to that. I don't know. Maybe something that you were planning on doing didn't work out because something else was going to be happening that you needed to be handling as well. And I do see handling in there because I feel like there is a little bit of something you must do, but a little bit of a challenge. Let's see, what else? Yeah, I see two breakthroughs. So the breakthrough, well, no, not necessarily. I do see a little bit of, thoughts. You're coming up with some fixes there, but there are some more obstacles to overcome, and there is a little bit of I see that there's spiritual protection, but there is a very painful situation though that could arise from this break off. Okay, so I'm not sure how that's going to apply, but I do see some hard work, and I do see you're going to have a courage, because that's that center card up top. So hold firm, because the mountain and the bear are in there with the cross in between. But the challenging situation is a positive resolution, and it's worth it. The hard work is paying off. Okay. Let's see, what else do I see? Yeah, it's just not going to feel good. I mean, I feel like there's 4 challenging cards in a row to get to the top. But the courage and then the positive outcome, it's worth the challenge. So, and I do feel like it has to do with your finances or your day-to-day decision making, because the fish are there. So maybe save for a rainy day is what it's probably trying to say as well for some folks. I do see some fears, a little bit of worry and depression are there as well. So try not to worry about the outcome, and just take the best steps, which is our crossroads. Make those good choices so that those, your small problems don't become bigger problems. Those two are, the mice and the bear are small problems and big problems. So I want you to pay close attention. Okay. I do see a child in here, or a small dog. That might be a little challenging. But the sun and the moon right next to each other, that's loving relationships, coming out of friendships, because we've got the moon, the sun, and the dog all together. I love to see that. But I love to see the flowers and the tree, those two mirroring one another. That's beautiful. But that snake, she's smart, but she's also shedding her skin. So, that's why I see the reason why I'm mentioning that is because of the scythe here. So I do feel that there is some major changes that are occurring that are probably affecting your lifestyle. Okay. Let's see. What else do I see? I do see this, we're researching, information. Okay, so maybe if you're struggling with something, look it up and see. Okay, look it up and see if that can aid any, shed further light on it. Okay. Let's see. I just see lots of progress in the healing department with self, which is you, but also friends, family, and the elderly, because that's all in that lineup there. And as we enter our new year, probably, I can see too, where people are probably doing, New Year's resolutions. I would much rather see people making lists of the things that they would love to accomplish. So that would make more sense. Let's make a list of what we want, not what we don't want. Okay? I think that's important. People dwell more on what they don't want rather than what they do want, and we tend to create what we think. So it's always best to keep that as positive as possible for our outcomes. Manifest, we call it. So yeah, I do see that. So I mean, let's make our list of goals, or our bucket list. Friends of mine. I won't mention names, but there's the bucket fillers and the bucket dippers. Yeah, I do see we've got some bucket fillers and dippers here. So, maybe that's another message too. Be around people that fill your cup, not take from your cup. Okay. What else do I see? I see a little bit of, maybe false to your face, maybe a little bit of, because I just don't like to see that fox, snake, and flowers together. Sometimes that could be a little misleading. And I do see a little bit of maybe spirituality. So, that kind of tells me it's not everybody's cup of tea. But I will tell you that watching how these cards unfold, I do see a lot of spiritual growth here. So that's good, I love how these cards go hand in hand with spirituality. They go hand in hand with astrology. They go hand in hand with numerology. They go hand in hand with psychology. And it's the psychological development that I enjoy with these cards. I think it's very fascinating to me how each card has an archetypal energy. And next to, different cards, it can say certain things. But in different contexts, it does as well. So it's kind of like solving a riddle or a puzzle. So that's a little take on it. So, well, folks, I hope that you have a blessed 2025. Let's make the last day of 2024 the best we can. And let's keep our thoughts positive. Let's use good discernment and choices. And welcome in the new year with those you love. Okay? Take care.